exciting new stuff for the preset after 1 month basically of quarantine. So yeah, let's have a look what changed. So let's talk about the preset fader first. So the first thing you're gonna notice is I cleaned up a little inside as outside. So now you have see that these buttons here are actually buttons you need and know. You can turn on and off, and also made a little bit more clear which button is referring to. So the action button, store remove for the presets, the load and clear stack for stack, external import export, and basically just like 2 settings. Maybe there are better names, but that's basically it. And yeah, you can edit the curves now, because now if you press on this curve button here, you can see that there's now like the square, custom 1, custom 2, and you can now just click the edit curves button, and here you can see chops, different chops, and they all basically just have a curve tag, and then they appear in the drop down and can be recalled. So yeah, if you want to create your own curve or maybe edit just one of the curves, no problem, you can just easily press the edit curves button. So I think the main thing is going to be expressions, because now you can fade between expressions. So just to give you an impression of expressions, we're going to record this preset here with the color, and we're just going to name this one red. So we hit store, maybe let's go green. Let's call this one green. And I already prepared an LFO here with 3 channels. We're just going to drop them in here. Chop reference, chop reference, chop reference. So now we have like this RGB rainbow chaser, and we're going to call this one rainbow. So we hit store, and now if we hit go to green in maybe like 2 seconds, you can now see that it fades to green in 2 seconds. And now if we hit red, it fades to red. Now if we hit rainbow, in 2 seconds it will fade to this expression. So maybe let's create a second LFO to give you a better impression. Set this one to null, and set this one to this center. Yeah, I think that's clear. Let's record a new one. Let's call this one ping pong. So let's store it, and let's recall just the rainbow. Yeah, so as you can see, it like faded to the center position. So now let's call the ping pong again, just so you can see it starts to fade into the expression. And now if we go back to rainbow, you can see that from this expression we are going to the static value here. Same for, so if we go to ping pong, and then we're just recalling the red one, just like this. So preset dashboard also got some new additions, some new ways of working. So what you can do now here in the bank parameter is there's some more stuff going on. So the first thing we can do is we can use the load presets, and basically what this one is doing is it's looking for all the presets and loading them in. So if we hit load presets, now we have the red, green, rainbow, ping pong, and we can just recall them from here. So but we can also filter, and this is done just by pattern matching. So yeah, we could put in something like RE and an asterisk, and now if we say load preset, we would just get the red preset here. So now banks are also quite interesting, because with banks we can now store our layout for our preset dashboard here. So here we can type in all colors, and we store this bank, and then we create a new bank with maybe just the red and green. And the way we can do this is we can use the new added map feature to change the what is in the buttons without having to record or label anything. And so in this case, let's press map here, and so you can see it will just show us the existing presets that are stored in our engine, and an empty one, and if you just press the empty one, it will remove the preset. So on this one, we're going to call, maybe give it just a new size. Nope. So red and green here. We're going to call this bank static. So store this one. And then we're going to go rainbow and put in ping pong, and this one is going to be called expression. So store. And now we can use the load bank on change when we turn it on. Now if we change the content of the bank parameter, we will automatically load the new the bank that already exists. So the second change or interesting thing to the dashboard is the tag. And the tag is a new idea I'm trying to implement and see if it really works in a way. So what we can do for now is we are going to clear this whole mapping here, and we're going to put in a tag, and we are going to call this tag also color, because this is basically already the label. And we're going to remove the center X and Y. And what happens now if we press the mapping feature here, and we press it, you see there's no entry at all. There's nothing for us to put in, even though these presets here already exist. So let's record a preset here, and maybe let's give it a name. So preset 1. And what happens here right now is when we go into the map feature, we now have the color preset 1 as an option. And as you already can see, instead of the name being preset 1, it is color underscore. So basically for the representation in the preset dashboard itself, it's not going to display the tag you just gave it. but inside of the engine you will have the red, green, rainbow, ping pong, color preset stuff going on. If you remove this tag, you will have to take care of the mapping again, because now the tag will be used again. So let's give it a tag back of color, and let's select the color preset, and now again it's just preset 1. So in theory what we can do is we can just create a second and a new dashboard, and we're just going to call this one position. And here we are going to, maybe first let's record a new preset here for the color, and we're going to label this one base. And we're just going to call it base, and then we're going to remove the map, because now it's called color base anyway. So we can say recall stack. Before recall, we're just going to say it's base. And here we're going to give it also the position. And we're going to do this same one, but now instead with the center position here. We're going to record a new preset. We're going to label this one also base, so we don't have to take care of anything ourselves in this way. And we're just going to call, okay, recall stack before record is also going to be base. So now we can have a look at this here, at our ball, and we have our two different dashboards for position and for color. And now it's just a playing around. Okay, so we set the first position, and we're going to record a preset here. I'm going to put it down here, record the next preset, and going to put it maybe here, record the next preset, and maybe go somewhere in this direction. And then we're going to record a little bit of the color. So we're going to put in a red. We're going to put in a green. And we're going to put in a black, and maybe for the fun of it, this one. Now we can go just here into recall mode, display, no longer display the actions. And so now we're in recall mode, and so I can just jump to the colors, as you can see, and the position doesn't change, but I can change the position here in this presets. So that's it for tagging. You can do the same with the preset MIDI map now. So when you use more than one of these preset MIDI maps, you no longer have to fear for overriding your already existing presets. I had this happen to myself, so now you can just tag it, and it will be will appear. Just take care of it itself. So let's have a look here. Now you can see this one says position, 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 and here we have color, 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 and here's the position base and the color base, and in theory also the red, green, rainbow, ping pong. You can use this really nicely with the in the sequencer, for example. I'm probably going to add the same situation also to the sequencer, but now you can, for example, say, okay, I only want the position data. So now you can just filter by position, and to get all the position presets you already created. And oh yeah, One thing I forgot also is the whole color thing now is working. So now you can change the color here and re-init the colors, and now you have can make it more in your style, basically. And oh yeah, and the randomizer is got a new nice button interface here. And yeah, so basically now that's it for this update. Lots of small functional stuff, so yeah, hope you enjoy and can work with it.